All right, we are on the fourth review video of the midterm, which is actually the big trig final. Good. Okay. So, before we get into 116 through 118, let's revert back to something a little less familiar, like logarithms, which will appear on the midterm, which, by the way, is also your big trig final. So let's take a look at something like number 119. Okay. It's important to remember your properties of logarithms. Remember, when a number out in front is being multiplied by a logarithm, it is also the exponent of the answer. Raise your hands if that kind of sounds familiar. Like, oh, I kind of remember hearing that. I don't remember, but it's okay. Okay, so what we have here is log base 5 of x plus 3 to the 1/2 plus log base 5 of x minus 3 to the 1/2 equals log base 5 of 64 to the 2/3. Now, 64 to the 2/3 is the easiest part. Root down, then power up. 64 to the third root is 4. 4 squared is 16. So you really have log base 5 of 16. 70. Oh, okay. 70. What do we do next? Oh! Oh! That's bamboo shoots going up my fingernails. Jacob. Not 2 logs on each side. Kate? Yes, you combine so that there's only 1 log on both sides. So now I'm going to multiply those two. So it's a single log base 5 of the entire square root of x plus 3 times x minus 3. Raise your hands if that looks familiar. Okay, too bad. It should. Okay, then you have a single logarithm on both sides, so you cancel them out. So you get the square root of x squared minus 9 equals 16. Now, we've got to square both sides. Oh, this is awful. X squared minus 9 equals 256 plus 9 to both sides. So you get x squared equals 265. X equals plus or minus root 265. Now, you have to guesstimate that. It's between 17 and 18. So I'd say 17.4. Now, you have to check your answer. 17.4, and it's plus or minus. Is negative 17.4 ever going to not work in this problem? What do you think? David, what do you think? It won't work here. Okay, so that means that negative is out. Only positive 17.4 works. Or you can say x equals positive rad 265. Now, the funny thing is you don't have to guesstimate. You know why? Because you're going to have a calculator on the test, which you cannot double as a cell phone, which you cannot share. So you don't need to guesstimate. Stephanie, then Kate. Because 17.4 minus 3 is still going to be a positive number. It's negative 17.4 that's not going to work, because negative 17.4 minus 3 won't work for 2 reasons. One, because you're taking the square root of it, and it's in the answer component of the logarithm. Okay. Logarithms. They're back. Okay, let's do another one. 121. Log base 4 of x plus 2 plus log base 4 of 2 equals 2. Again, combine your logarithms so that it's a single log base 4 of 2 parentheses x squared plus 2. Now, those of you who might be saying, you know what, it's going to be mostly trig, he calls it the big trig final, understand this. If you don't understand logarithms, that could lower your grade by an entire grade. Okay? So make sure you guys are staying up to date on logarithms. All right? Okay. We're stuck. When we're stuck, we have to change forms. Nice job. So what does this look like in its other form? What does it look like in its other form? How about Alyssa? Oh! Oh! Ouch! Bamboo shoots up my fingernail right there. That hurts me. Anybody know? You're very close though, Alyssa. Jacob. It is 4 squared actually equals 2x squared plus 4. But Jacob, I'm actually going to solve this a little oddly. Okay? You get the same answer if you did the same thing as me. Oops. 4 squared equals 16. So 2 parentheses x squared plus 2. So again, Jacob, you decided to distribute. No big deal. I'm going to divide. So I get 8 equals x squared plus 2. So I get subtract 2 from both sides. So I get 6 equals x squared. So x equals plus or minus root 6. And the square root of 6 by guesstimation, it's, let's see here, 6 is between 4 and 9, so let's see here, this is 2, this is 3, so I would say 2 point, actually, you know what? Which one works, which one doesn't? It's quite easy to tell, actually. Which one works, which one doesn't? Hang on for a second, Danny. Any of them work? Any of them not work? Negative? Well, if you plug in a negative number and it's being squared, what happens to it? It becomes positive. So do they both work? They both work. Good. Danny, what's up? Got it. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and erase all of this, Danny. Okay, is that cool? And then I'm going to go ahead and make up a problem. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but I'll just give you some fake x. Okay? So I'm going to compare it to a problem like, say, log base 4 of x minus 3 plus log base 4 of x plus 12 equals 5. Okay? Let's just say we had that. And let's just say, for example, x equaled plus or minus 4 as the answer. Okay? Probably doesn't, but let's just say it did. Okay. In the top problem, both positive and negative 4 will work. Because if I plug 4 back into x here, Danny, what's 4 squared? 16, right? But negative 4 squared is also positive 16, right? So no matter what, this answer component will always be positive, no matter what, right? Unlike the bottom one, if I plug negative 4 into here, what do I get? Negative, right? I get a negative number, and you can't have a negative number in the answer component of a logarithm. Okay, that's why the negative wouldn't work in the bottom, but a negative would actually work up in the top, because you're going to square it anyways. Hey, shh! They'll both work, yeah. At least most of the time. I don't know. Hey, Jacob, what's up, buddy? They are being divided. The answers are being divided. Yeah, so actually, why don't we take a look at something like that, Jacob? Let's take a look at something like 123. So I've got log base 6 of x minus 6 minus log base 6 of x plus 4 equals 1. So Jacob, I'm going to go and combine these using division, right? Because this time the logs are being subtracted. So I got log base 6 of x minus 6 over x plus 4 equals 1. And now I'm going to go ahead and change forms to get 6 to the first equals x minus 6 over x plus 4. So that's going to be, I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 4. So I get 6x plus 24 equals x minus 6. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract x from both sides. Subtract 24. So I've got 5x equals negative 30. So x equals negative 6. Okay. Jacob, since we have x's in the answer component, we have to check it, right? And since we only have negative 6, if I plug negative 6 into here, what happens? it's dead, so I can't do anything with it. So if the whole problem dies, what's the answer actually? No solution. Does that make sense, Jacob? Okay. Okay. Let's do something like number 128. 4 to the x equals 19. Okay. Let me ask you guys a question. Everyone pay attention to this problem because everyone's going to blow up right now. Do 4 and 19 have any type of similar base? No. So since they don't have a similar base, anyone remember this maneuver when I took the natural log of both sides and I ended up with x ln 4 equals ln 19? Guys, what's the natural log of 4? Something more basic than that. A number. So you divide by that number. So x equals natural log of 19 over natural log of 4. And that's your calculator-ready answer, but remember, you have to answer it and round to 3 decimals. So let's go ahead and do it. We have calculators. Oops. So I've got 2.124 about. Okay, last one, guys. Last one that I'm going to do for you guys is going to be number 127. You need to pay attention to this one. Okay. I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. I get 2x minus 6 times the natural log of 3 equals x plus 9 times the natural log of 2. I have no choice. I have to distribute this thing in. 2x ln 3 minus, 6 ln 3 equals x ln 2 plus 9 ln 2. In every single equation, you move all the x's to one side, and then you get everything else to the other side. So I'm going to move the x to the other side. And I'm going to add 6 ln 3 to both sides. Hey, Mia-chan. That's gone, thank you. And then I have 2x ln 3 minus x ln 2 equals 9 ln 2 plus 6 ln 3. I am going to now factor out an x. That leaves me with 2 ln 3 minus ln 2 equals 9 ln 2 plus 6, 6 ln 3. How do I get x by itself, people? Divide by the big thing. Dang it. That is your calculator-ready answer. You must use your calculator to figure out everything else. Duh? Okay. All right, we will come back and start from the beginning in about 5 minutes.